She won't tell you she cheated. But her body already did. The way she pulls away. The way she avoids your touch. The silence you can't explain. Your gut feels it. But your mind keeps denying it. Because once you see these signs, you can't unsee the truth. Welcome to Female Nature Revealed. Today, we delve into the dark psychology of betrayal, exploring 5 undeniable signs she was completely unfaithful. Trusting your gut is crucial when dealing with relationships. Your intuition often picks up on subtle changes before your logical mind does. Many men ignore those quiet whispers of doubt. However, understanding female psychology can protect you from prolonged deception and deep emotional pain. This anime-style guide will reveal the hidden truths of her actions. Let us uncover the 5 signs she slept with someone. Pay close attention to these psychological indicators. Once you learn to read these behavioral patterns, you will never be easily fooled again. The first major sign is the cold silence of her body. Before words betray you, her physical reactions will reveal the truth. Physical touch is a powerful communicator of affection. When she pulls away from your embrace, it signifies a deep emotional disconnect occurring. Notice if her movements become stiff and unnatural around you. She might treat your casual affection as something she must merely endure. This physical rejection signals that her emotional energy is depleted. She has likely invested her passion and warmth into another man entirely. When you reach out to hold her hand, she might subtly pull away or create physical distance without any clear logical reason. Her body language becomes closed off and defensive. She crosses her arms frequently, creating an invisible barrier between you and her heart. Intimacy requires vulnerability and trust. If she avoids eye contact during intimate moments, she is hiding a secret she cannot easily share. The warmth that used to define your relationship has vanished. It is replaced by a chilling distance that leaves you feeling isolated. Women naturally lean towards the men they deeply love. If she leans away when you speak, her subconscious is rejecting your presence. Even simple gestures like a goodbye kiss feel incredibly forced. You can feel the lack of genuine emotion in her cold lips. Her physical stiffness is a manifestation of inner guilt. She feels uncomfortable receiving your affection when she knows she has betrayed you. Pay attention to how she sleeps next to you. Turning her back and staying on the far edge indicates severe emotional withdrawal. She might claim she is just tired or stressed out. However, true stress usually makes a woman seek comfort from her partner. When her body goes silent, your intuition starts screaming loudly. Do not ignore the profound message her physical distance is sending you. This sudden lack of physical chemistry is not normal aging. It is a sudden shift caused by an external and hidden factor. She avoids lingering touches and keeps interactions strictly businesslike. Your home begins to feel more like a hotel, shared by 2 strangers. Every time you try to bridge the gap, she finds an excuse to leave the room or suddenly becomes busy with chores. Her emotional energy is finite and easily exhausted. If she gives it all to someone else, nothing remains for your relationship anymore. The cold silence of her body is a warning siren. It demands that you wake up and see the harsh reality unfolding. Trust your senses when they tell you something is wrong. The physical disconnect is the very first undeniable symptom of her infidelity. The second sign is the mysterious cleansing ritual. You will notice sudden and meticulous changes in how she manages her personal hygiene. After mysterious absences, she might immediately rush into the shower. This is a primal instinct to wash away the evidence of betrayal. She scrubs her skin intensely as if trying to erase something. This physical cleansing is a subconscious attempt to cleanse her conscience. You might find her doing laundry at very odd hours. She is desperate to remove the scent of another man from clothes. Her perfume choices might suddenly change or become overpowering. She uses strong fragrances to mask any lingering foreign scents on her body. Before, she might have relaxed on the couch after work. Now, the bathroom becomes her first and most urgent destination upon arriving. This sudden obsession with cleanliness is highly suspicious. It is not about personal care. It is about destroying evidence of her actions. She might even start taking multiple showers a day. This excessive washing is driven by an overwhelming sense of guilt and paranoia. Pay attention to her underwear and clothing choices. If she immediately hides or washes specific items, she is concealing a dark secret. The cleansing ritual is both physical and deeply psychological. Washing away the dirt helps her momentarily forget the terrible things she did. She might spend hours in the bathroom locked away. This gives her time to compose herself and wash away the lingering guilt. Her grooming habits become completely unpredictable and erratic. She wants to ensure you never catch a whiff of another person on her. Notice if she becomes defensive when you ask about her showers. A simple question might trigger an overly dramatic and aggressive response. She will claim she just felt extremely dirty from work. But your intuition knows that this kind of dirt is purely emotional. The sudden introduction of new soaps and strong lotions is alarming. She is trying to overwrite her natural scent with artificial barriers. When she emerges from the bathroom, she looks relieved. The water has temporarily washed away the heavy burden of her hidden infidelity. But the truth cannot be washed down the drain easily. The psychological stains of betrayal remain deeply embedded in her guilty mind. You might notice her meticulously cleaning her car as well. She wants to ensure no stray hairs or receipts are left behind. This hypervigilance is exhausting for her to maintain constantly. It requires a massive amount of mental energy to cover her deceptive tracks. The cleansing ritual is a massive red flag for men. It shows a desperate need to maintain a facade of pure innocence. Do not let her convince you that she is just clean. This sudden shift in behavior is a clear indicator of cheating. Her frantic attempts to scrub away the truth only reveal it. The cleansing ritual is a silent confession of her profound guilt. The third critical sign is the toxic blame game. When her guilt becomes too heavy, she will aggressively project it onto you. She cannot handle the crushing weight of her own betrayal. Therefore, she must transform you into the villain to justify her actions. Suddenly, you can never do anything right in her eyes. She criticizes your smallest mistakes with an intense and completely irrational anger. She picks fights over trivial things, like unwashed dishes. This constant conflict creates a convenient distraction from her own terrible secret life. By making you the bad guy, she protects her ego. She convinces herself that your flaws pushed her into another man's arms. This psychological projection is incredibly damaging to your mental health. You start doubting your own worth and sanity due to her attacks. She might accuse you of being controlling or overly jealous. This is a classic manipulation tactic to keep you completely off balance. When you ask a simple question, she explodes with rage. Her extreme defensiveness is a shield to protect her fragile, guilty conscience. She rewrites the history of your relationship to suit her narrative. Suddenly, she claims she has been unhappy for many long years. This sudden dissatisfaction is entirely fabricated to excuse her infidelity. She needs a reason to feel less guilty about destroying your trust. You might find yourself constantly apologizing for things you never did. She expertly twists reality until you feel like the broken one. The blame game is a cowardly way to avoid accountability. She refuses to face the terrible reality of her own selfish choices. Her anger is actually directed at herself, not at you. But projecting it outward is much easier than facing her own demons. Do not accept the blame for her deceptive and cruel actions. You are not responsible for her decision to betray the relationship. She will use your reactions against you in every argument. If you get angry, she claims you are abusive and overly aggressive. This toxic cycle is designed to break your spirit completely. She wants you to feel so worthless that you stop asking questions. Notice how her criticisms often mirror her own terrible behavior. Cheaters frequently accuse their innocent partners of cheating to deflect the suspicion. She creates a hostile environment to justify spending time away. It gives her the perfect excuse to run back to her lover. The blame game destroys the foundation of trust and respect. It turns a loving partnership into a bitter and exhausting daily battlefield. You must recognize this manipulation for what it truly is. It is a desperate defense mechanism employed by a highly guilty mind. Stand your ground and refuse to be her emotional punching bag. Your self-respect is much more important than saving a broken relationship. When she blames you for everything, she is hiding something huge. The blame game is a flashing neon sign pointing toward betrayal. The fourth undeniable sign is that the body never lies. Micro-expressions will expose her deception long before you find any solid proof. Human bodies are terrible at keeping deep and dark secrets. Her nervous system reacts to her lies before her brain can compensate. Watch for a sudden flash of panic in her eyes. When you ask about her day, her pupils might dilate with fear. Her smile becomes forced and doesn't reach her eyes anymore. A genuine smile is effortless, but a fake one requires conscious effort. You might notice her voice sounds unusually rehearsed and flat. She has practiced her lies multiple times to ensure she sounds convincing. When she speaks, her pitch might be slightly higher than normal. This vocal tension is a direct result of extreme psychological stress. She avoids eye contact when telling you where she was, or conversely, she holds eye contact unblinkingly to appear overly honest today. Notice if she touches her face or neck while speaking. These self-soothing gestures indicate that she feels incredibly anxious and deeply uncomfortable. Her breathing might have become shallow and rapid during simple conversations. Her body is experiencing a fight or flight response due to guilt. When you touch her unexpectedly, she might flinch in surprise. Her nervous system is on high alert, anticipating discovery and severe consequences. Your own intuition will pick up on these subtle cues immediately. You will feel a strange knot in your stomach around her. Do not ignore that gut feeling warning you of danger. Your subconscious mind is processing her micro-expressions much faster than your logic. She might blink excessively when answering a direct, simple question. This is her brain struggling to process the lie and maintain composure. Her posture becomes rigid when you enter the room suddenly. She is bracing herself for an interrogation she desperately wants to avoid. Watch her hands. They might tremble slightly when she lies. She tries to hide them in her pockets or clasp them tightly. The disconnect between her words and her body language is jarring. She says she loves you, but her body screams the opposite. These physical leakage signs are impossible to suppress completely forever. Even the best liars eventually slip up and reveal their true nature. Pay attention to her feet. They might point toward the door. Her subconscious mind desperately wants to escape the uncomfortable, tense situation. She might clear her throat frequently before answering your questions. This is a stalling tactic to give her brain time to think. The body is a canvas that displays our hidden emotions. Her guilt and deception are painted clearly across her face and posture. Trust your eyes and your instincts when observing her behavior. The micro-expressions are telling you the tragic truth she wants to hide. When her body language contradicts her sweet words, believe her body. It is the ultimate lie detector in any failing romantic relationship. The fifth and final sign involves time changes and empty apologies. Time is the one resource that cannot be faked or duplicated. You will notice a drastic shift in how she spends time. She suddenly has frequent late meetings or new, incredibly demanding hobbies. These excuses sound perfectly reasonable at first, but they repeat constantly. It feels like she is reading from a carefully prepared script. Her time spent with you is severely cut down without explanation. When priorities change, the time allocated to your relationship vanishes quickly. She becomes highly protective of her schedule and her whereabouts. Any innocent question about her day is met with intense, defensive hostility. When she is late, her apologies sound incredibly hollow and rehearsed. There is no genuine remorse in her voice or her actions. She might buy you small gifts to compensate for her absence. This is guilt money, designed to blind you to the truth. You realize that you are no longer her top priority anymore. She is carving out massive chunks of time for someone else. Weekends that used to be yours are now filled with errands, She is always busy, yet never has anything to show today. Her phone becomes an extension of her body, guarded fiercely always. She takes it into the bathroom and sleeps with it hidden. The time you do spend together feels incredibly rushed and superficial. She is physically present, but her mind is clearly miles away. She cancels plans at the last minute with vague, confusing reasons. Her life has become a complex web of overlapping, conflicting schedules. When a woman loves you, she makes time for you naturally. When she is cheating, time becomes a weapon used against you. Do not accept these empty apologies and constant, frustrating delays anymore. Your time and your love are valuable and deserve utmost respect. Her shifting schedule is a mathematical proof of her hidden infidelity. The missing hours in her day are spent in another's bed. When the time together disappears, the relationship is already completely dead. She has already moved on, even if she has not left. These 5 signs are a roadmap to understanding her dark secrets. Trusting your gut is the first step to reclaiming your power. Facing the painful reality of betrayal requires immense courage and strength. However, knowing the absolute truth will ultimately set your soul free. Do not let anyone gaslight you into doubting your own reality. Your instincts are incredibly powerful tools designed to protect your heart. By understanding female psychology, you can navigate these treacherous relationship waters. You deserve a partner who offers genuine loyalty and unwavering respect. Thank you for watching Female Nature Revealed today. Stay strong, trust your instincts, and we will see you in the next video.